Once upon a not-so-sunny day in the heart of ancient Japan, two monks, Tanzan and Ekido, found themselves on a journey. This wasn't just any journey. Oh no, it was the kind of journey that starts with a simple plan, but ends up teaching you more about life than a whole stack of philosophical tomes. Our story begins on a muddy road, and when I say muddy, I mean the kind of mud that sucks your feet in and laughs at your struggles to break free. A heavy rain had just passed, leaving the world soaked, dripping, and, well, incredibly muddy. Tanzan and Ekido, robes and all, were sloshing their way down this road, talking about the sort of things monks chat about, which probably involves a lot of enlightenment and how to find the best sandals on sale. As they rounded a bend, they came upon a scene that would test the very fabric of their monkhood. A young girl, dressed in a silk kimono that probably hadn't been meant for muddy road adventures, stood paralyzed at the edge of a particularly intimidating puddle. She looked like she was about to attempt a leap that would surely end in disaster. Without missing a beat, Tanzan approached the girl. "Fear not, for I have arrived to save you from the perilous mud monster," he might have said if he were in a more dramatic mood. Instead, he simply offered a smile, picked the girl up, and carried her across the mud. The girl, surprised but relieved, thanked Tanzan and continued on her way, now safe from the clutches of the mud. Ekido watched all this with a mix of awe and horror. You see, monks typically don't go around picking up young women, especially not in the muddiest of conditions. It's just not done. But Tanzan, he seemed unfazed. They walked on in silence until they reached their lodging for the night. Ekido could hold his tongue no longer. As they settled in, he burst out, "Tanzan, what were you thinking? We monks have rules, traditions. We don't just carry young women across the mud." Tanzan, who had been quietly sipping on some tea, looked up with a twinkle in his eye. "Ekido, my friend," he began, "I left that girl back at the mud. It seems you're still carrying her." And just like that, Ekido realized he'd been stuck in that muddy moment all day, wrestling with his thoughts and judgments. Meanwhile, Tanzan had moved on, light as a feather. This little adventure, my friends, is more than just a story about a muddy road and a damsel in distress. It's a nudge to remind us not to get bogged down by the mud of our own making, be it judgments, worries, or the endless what-ifs of life. Sometimes we need to lift those troubles, carry them across our own muddy roads and then simply let them go. Because at the end of the day, life's too short to spend it stuck in the mud. And as for Tanzan and Ekido, well, they continued on their journey, a little wiser and a lot muddier, forever changed by a road, a girl, and the mud that taught them one of life's greatest lessons. Please, like and subscribe.